There we go. I think we're live again.
There's only one person viewing. I don't know who it is though.
Oh no. Hopefully they'll get their notification. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
There we go.
why is it set to private?
I don't know.
Uh,
Yeah, the one person was you.
ooh. A second. How was it private when one person was viewing?
Oh, you.
No, I'm in the.
Oh, probably because I had YouTube open.
There we go. One concurrent viewer. YouTube. I want to see the actual stream. Yeah. Stop watching.
Okay, guys. I think there's a few. We're just going to give you guys a couple of seconds to get reconnected here. Sorry about that. We are obviously have an issue with the software because you were getting terrible video, so, and the sound crapping out and whatnot. So
You might have to go over everything you just said.
I have to go over everything that I just said, and we'll give you guys a chance to fill up the chat again and join us. Sorry about that, but we are live again, and we are going to continue. We just had to switch things back over to the other system, and until we figure out what the problem is with the software that we're using, it didn't like the stream.
I don't think it was the software.
You think it was the computer?
It was either the computer or the internet connection.
Oh, okay. But regardless, we're back. Ish, yeah.
I'm still setting up.
He's still setting up the other cameras because we can't run the other cameras through the old system. So he's setting those up. And in the meantime, I'm going to talk to you about that membership group. We have so much planned that I was absolutely wide awake at like 4 o'clock this morning. My brain was going at a million miles an hour. Just going over ideas and things that I'd like to do and how all of this was going to work. Even though Renee has, given me all of the information, my brain is still going at 95 million miles an hour. So I've been doodling and drawing and creating and keeping a separate file just for the membership group, so that you will have lots of line drawings, and we're going to have prompts for you, and we're going to have challenges for you, so that to try and stretch your creativity. And we're going to post some educational videos, both about how to use certain products, about a variety of techniques, and I want to put everything in there for everyone, from the absolute beginner to the person who's been painting for 40 years and just wants some fun stuff to do and some fun ideas and some creative things perhaps that you might not think of. That's one of the benefits to going and working with a variety of different teachers, is that you get a different view on a lot of the same things. So what might work from me, might not work with someone else. So if I tell you one thing and it doesn't work for you, but another teacher tells you the same thing but in a different way, and you grasp it much better. That's one of the benefits to working with a teacher, because sometimes they just have a different way of explaining things or a different way of doing things that works for you. So the fact that you guys are joining me, planning on joining me every month to do this, is humbling, and it's exciting, and I think we're going to have a really great time doing this. And my brain is running over with ideas. So I got a message from someone yesterday that said that I've inspired her to not only keep painting, but to try a bunch of different things. And well, just doing this, you guys coming every week, that inspires me to keep doing more, to stretch my own creativity, as it were. And all I want to do is just share that with you guys, and the fact that you're willing to come along on this ride is a sign that you're either as crazy as I am, or you love this as much as I do. So one way or the other, we're going to have a great time together. So can't tell you how much I appreciate you joining me on this crazy ride. So how you doing over there, Bucko?
Fixing a lot of issues.
He's fixing issues. Have you got your mic on?
No.
So he's probably just a mumbly voice in the background. Yep. So I have my tea, I have my line drying, I have my Surface ready to go.
I keep getting kicked off YouTube. Okay.
You do, or somebody else does?
That was Judy Thacker.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody just became a member.
Oh,
Ed Pells.
oh cool. Hi, Deb. I mean, Renee can see the list. I got to turn on this light here, 'cause I got way too many shadows. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. I can see.
I think I was going to make it back. Alright. That's a lot of the conversation.
Oh, we'll cover a lot of the membership stuff today, and you'll notice on my YouTube channel, there's a little button that says Community. You'll be able to click on that, and that's where you're going to find all of those posts and links for your pattern, links for project sheets, links to new videos and things like that. So once you're a member, make sure that you have your notifications turned on so that you're notified every time we post something there, and every time a new video goes up. All of the new member stuff will go into a private area, so members only will be able to view all of that. If you join us after, because you can join at any time, if you don't join us today and say you join us in July, the content from June will still be there. You'll be able to view it. You just won't have access to the pattern. That will be on the website. The pattern for the project this week, I'm really excited about this piece because it's really bright, really colorful, and a lot of fun. That pattern is available to members only for the month of June. It is not available on my website until after I teach the class on the 29th. So you have exclusive access to that pattern for the month of June. And then you also get the class at the end of the month. We're going to go through that. It'll be a little bit different than the lives. It'll actually be a class. And you'll be able to ask questions. You'll be able to, if you need a close-up, we can give you a close-up. We'll be able to do a lot more for you. And there's going to be a lot of content going up as time goes by. And as long as you were a member, you'll continue to have access to it. So, which I think is really exciting.
Missed the first 20 minutes due to freezing. Rebooted my phone. No, Paula, it was
not you.
It wasn't you. It was us.
It was
us.
us.
The new system, and it wasn't quite working out.
Yeah, it wasn't doing what we needed it to do today. So, but
Christina Wood is now a member.
Nice.
So I'm seeing a lot of people asking, how do you become a member? It's completely dependent on what device you're using. If you're using a phone, how do I do this? YouTube app. I have to look at how to do it.
Pardon me.
You still leaking?
No, I have ready to recording.
You're live now. 89.
I was not 100% last week.
Okay.
I had a headache for how many days? 13 days?
Yeah, almost 2 weeks.
Almost 2 weeks. The first week I was kind of like, what's going on? I have this miserable headache, but it's not a typical headache. It was on the outside of my head, and damned if I didn't have the shingles again. So I was not 100% last week, and I'm still, for whatever reason, although the headache is gone and the rash seems to be clearing up. Now I have a runny nose and itchy eyeballs. So
Okay, so if you're on a phone right now, you won't be able to see it because they actually have to update the mobile app later.
oh, okay.
So you would have to use either a PC or a Mac.
So either your computer or, yeah, because the mobile app isn't updated for it yet.
Yeah. trying to see. Come on.
Cool.
Actually, let's join the live here with my phone. Yeah.
So, let's update you on what happened in the studio this week. I got tons of boxes this week. One of the things I got, we got some new surfaces that we put up on the website. I'm going to show you those today because they're actually really nice. And we got my shape makers are in and all packaged. And I'm excited about these because I use shape makers all the time. And then when I spoke to my manufacturer about getting them made, he made a couple of suggestions, and then we did them on the 6x6 and then did them in a set so that you're not having to buy them piecemeal. So yeah, these are really cool. I love these shape makers. I'm always looking for something to make the perfect circle, and so I'm going to show you how to use those when we paint this fall piece today, because these are really super handy. And what else came in this week? Oh yeah, stamps. Got lots of stamps in. So we are topped up on the grunge stamps. We're topped up on the vintage note stamps. We got some new ones in that are really cute. I love that mixed mesh stamp. That it's a 6x6. It's awesome. So I'm trying to think of what I can use that on, because that's a great little toy. And then I've got a couple of tips and a couple of little tricks and some ideas for you today too, so that you have some more toys and more tools for your arsenal. I'm all about the tools and the toys because you've got to have lots of both, because it can make your life so much simpler. So we have. Are you going to move this camera? Like.
Maybe.
Might be a good idea.
There it is.
There it is. It's right in my line of sight. Now I have to duck down to.
Yeah, I'm going to have to adjust.
You're going to have to adjust
there
the
we
camera.
Go. Top down.
Okay. So this is the piece that we're going to do today. I love fall colors. I love the fall. It's my favorite season. And I did this pattern a couple of years ago. And it's still one of my favorites. I just love all of the colors in it.
There we go.
And it's such a simple design. It is just a simple branch of leaves and over top of this sort of barn board finish. And although I've done this a lot, I just love this finish. I just think it plays up really nicely with these leaves, with all this bright color. So because I did not actually have another one of these surfaces, I decided that I would use this. And I know what you're thinking. How are you going to get that on there? Well, one of the things I wanted to discuss today was how to transition a design onto a different surface. Because that's, we've all run into that where a certain surface is no longer available, and how do I make the design work? And, but it is possible. There's, it's actually quite easy to make a design work for you. And what it comes down to is just deciding how you're going to place something. So I usually print out a copy of my line drawing, and then I will lay it on my surface, and then I'll crease the paper so that I can see how it is sitting on it. And that actually, considering I just did that, eyeballed it, that actually worked really well.
Welcome aboard, Linda Johnson.
He's still welcoming people. He's the bloody welcome wagon today. I don't know. My whole world is topsy-turvy today. My husband is upstairs making bread. My son is being, the welcome wagon today. So this is all I do, is I usually will just move the line drawing around until I find a position that appeals. And this actually looks pretty good the way it is. So then I will take a pair of scissors and I will cut that so that it suits my surface.
There is currently 34 members.
Wow. Wow, you guys are amazing. That's crazy.
Brenda Travers, Linda Johnson, Carol Manhard, Jody Nadeau, Kathy McKellen, Julie Crosby, Paula Ransdell. The list goes on. Kitty Grant,
Hey, Kitty. That's our girl in Halifax.
Carol Mays, Linda Safranco, and Jessica Gillerin, of course.
Linda Safranco was the very first person to join us.
Yeah, well, at least
No,
that we saw.
Literally the first, because she messaged me before.
And of course, Sheila Landry,
Hey, Sheila.
Charlotte Downey.
So there, I've taken the line
God.
drawing from this and I've adjusted it so that it will fit on the surface of my choice. Now, a lot of the time, if the surface is considerably larger, considerably smaller, I will enlarge or reduce my line drawing accordingly. In this particular case, that wasn't necessary, but it worked really well to get it on there. So I have my line drawing all prepped for my surface. So now I have to do that barn board. And that barn board finish is super easy.
If you joined on your phone, can you not watch on your tablet? It is account bound. It is bound to the account, so you have to be logged in on the same account on each device.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you won't get the stuff on that device.
Yeah.
You're going to have a ton of members, girl.
So the first color we're going to work with on this, I've got my surface base coated with black. And I'm going to use some warm white. What?
And there's Chris Neath. Chris Neath, I think it's how it's pronounced. I have paint on my microphone.
It was probably my microphone.
Probably.
Because there's nothing I own that doesn't have
Teresa
paint on.
Casper just became a member.
So the first color I'm going to use is warm white, and I'm going to use my fugly brush. This is my super fugly brush because it's really battered. This one's in rough shape. So I'm going to start at the top and work down. I'm doing this vertically. I'm going to create some really rough looking lines in my surface. I don't want this fully opaque. I want that sort of dry look. I need a little more water in this brush though.
Still unable to join, still freezing on payment. Oh, it could be trying to process a bunch of people.
Yeah.
If there's a bunch trying to sign up all at once, it could bog it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And you can join at any time. You don't have to join today.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be this second.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing this vertically because I want that sort of wood look. So there I go. I like all of that dry coarseness, and I like that little bit of black showing through. I just find that it makes it more interesting. So I'm going to dry this really quick.
And I'm going to surprise the members with the...
Renee's been constructing emojis for the members.
You guys have to figure this one out.
You have to figure this one out.
Yeah. So it's a puppy,
It's a puppy.
but it has a name.
And it has a name, so I don't think they're going to be too, struggling too much for that. But
Debbie McCullen and Tracy Craig are now members.
nice. So it's Renee created all the little paint brushes that you see next to your names, and they're all different colors. There's actually 5 different ones?
There's
4 or 5.
5 paintbrushes.
Yeah.
Or
And then there's
4
the palette.
paintbrushes. And then there's a palette.
Yeah. So depending on how long you're a member, will change the color of your brush. So the longer you're a member, your brush handle changes, and it goes from, I think, what?
It goes with the normal blue handle,
Okay.
and bronze, silver, and gold.
Gold.
And then you get
And then 1 year gets a palette.
yeah, it's a gold paintbrush with a palette.
Gold paintbrush with a palette. So he's been sitting here every other day creating these crazy little emojis to go next to your names. And while I've been at the drawing table, he's been
There's
at
a
the
dot.
computer.
Oh, Julie Crosby figured it out.
Oh, Julie Crosby figured it out? Well, Julie Crosby gets a prize.
She gets a prize?
She gets a prize. Your choice. You pick a prize for Julie
I pick a
Crosby.
prize for Julie?
Yep.
I don't know.
Make it good.
Make it good.
So, Julie, because you remembered Dot's name and you got the name of the emoji right off the bat, you're getting a...
Micron set.
She's getting a set of microns. So you're getting a set of Dynasty micron brushes. I think it's a 4 or 5 piece set.
This one is a 4.
A 4-piece set, yeah.
And it looks like they're all rounds.
Oh, those are the detail brushes.
These are the detail.
That's the detail set. Yeah.
detail set. There you go.
So there is a gorgeous set of brushes going to Julie Crosby.
Eminem's Rock 100 is now a member. Welcome. Are you the real Slim Shady?
Oh my gosh. So I have...
Oh, and Judy Thacker figured it out too on how to create the dot emoji.
Oh, yeah. That's cute.
Marty Mace, welcome. Welcome to the membership program.
So we need to create some spaces between these barn boards. So I'm going to do that with a little bit of painter's tape. And I don't want them to be perfect. I'm going to start one over here so that we use the edge of the panel as our guide.
We haven't used the palette cam yet.
Nope, I haven't used the palette cam yet. I haven't used much paint yet. So
We used white.
I'm leaving about 1/8 of an inch between the strips of tape. And you notice I've left a little space on this side too. So I've got about 1/8 of an inch on this. And I'm going to put another one over here. I don't want these to be too symmetrical, so I don't want to... Here we go. So I'm going to run another one there.
Oh my God. Everybody's figuring it out. Oh, it's dot. Okay. Dot. Yeah, now there's a bunch of dot emojis all over the place. Sheila Landry just posted every single emoji that we have. Where is Bob? I may or may not be working on a Bob emoji that may be animated.
Yeah, he's been playing. So I have...
Oh my God. Sharon Klein, Mary Campbell, and Sue Potts.
Hey, Sue. And Mary. And everybody. Oh my gosh, you guys are incredible. So now that I have this tape down, I want to make a space between these planks. So I'm using a stencil brush and a little bit of lamp black. And I'm just going to stencil between... I'm just going to lay in some black paint.
Are you having
Right
fun,
on
Renee?
that space.
Yes.
This
This is my baby. This is what I worked on for a couple weeks.
Yeah, he's been working on new software. He's been working on getting the camera set up. He's been creating the emojis. He's the one that has been setting up all of this members. All I have to do is come up with the fun stuff. That's it. But he's been doing all of the legwork for this.
My fingers hurt.
Yeah. Poor baby.
Of course it's Miss Dot. Yes.
Of course it's Miss Dot.
Of course I was going to create an emoji for Dot. I was going to put her in a wheelchair, but... Jackie Petit? Petit?
How could you, with a name like René Charles Moreau, mispronounce the
The
word...
whole name, please. If you're going to throw it out there, use the whole name. What is it? René Charles?
Joseph René Charles Moreau.
There you go.
So
So my real name's actually Joseph.
no, your real name is Renee. Joseph is your baptismal name.
Yes. How is the squirrel doing? Bitey.
He is awesome. Peanut is awesome. So I've got that black on both sides. Check this out. So when I take that tape off, here's a good tip for you. Whenever you are pulling tape off of a painted surface, especially a freshly painted surface, as in this case, don't pull it straight up. Fold the tape back on itself at about a 45-degree angle and pull it this way. The reason you do this is it reduces the surface tension on that tape, and it'll help prevent pulling your paint off. It reduces that possibility of you destroying your surface and then having to go back and do all these touch-ups, because I hate doing touch-ups. So 45-degree angle, pull it back, and look at that, nice clean lines.
Using the whole name usually means you're in trouble. Oh,
Yes.
I know.
Usually means he's in really deep caca.
And she doesn't use it very often anymore.
No.
Where is Bob today? Bob is on vacation.
Bob is right here.
Bob is right. Oh.
Bob is never far away.
Oh my God, Barb Prickle?
Barb Perkle. Hey,
Perkle,
Barb.
Perkle, sorry.
Perkle.
Sorry. Listexia.
Listex. Oh my
Emma Bleach? Blech?
So I've got that space in. Now I'm going to really make these pop out. I'm going to take a little asphaltum.
Did
I
Sheila
know.
discover the peanut emoji? No, that emoji is not in there, but it's available through YouTube.
So the next thing you're going to do is to really make these stand out and look more like wood. We're going to shade the edges of that gap just a little with a little bit of asphaltum. I know you're shocked by that. Renee found, what was it, a little filter on TikTok
Oh,
that's supposed to, you're supposed to take a selfie with it, and then the filter will tell you what you're really wanting or what you really desire. He put his on his, he took a selfie with it, with his, and it said tacos. This little speech bubble over his head said tacos, and he turned around, turned it on me, and it actually said, I kid you not, asphaltum. I would love to know how the hell it knows that, but, or maybe not. I don't know.
I typed it in.
Oh, okay. You typed it in? Oh my God.
And I spelt it right.
You, well, kudos.
Remember you had that goal of 50 people that
Well, that was like, yeah, my,
you're at 46.
oh my God. He asked me if I had a goal, and I said, well, you know what, I'd be super thrilled with 25 or 30. And then we got talking about it, and then he said, I think you should mark it a little higher. And so I said, well, go 50, but you know, I hate to disappoint myself, but you guys are incredible. You were just incredible.
Yeah, her goal was 50. I even came up with a little graphic, and the bar filled up as people joined, and sadly we had
It didn't work.
it didn't work because it kept freezing up for you guys, but we'll get that sorted out hopefully.
We'll get that sorted out in the next week or so.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
Gotta iron out the kinks with the new camera system.
Yeah. So, but the new cameras are here. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you know what?
And they're small.
They're small. I mean, no kidding. They're what, maybe like 2 inches square. They're little tiny things.
Yeah. And they're very detailed.
Yes.
So it
So,
could just
I'm
be.
excited.
Oh, what do we got here? I got some asphaltum pigment because that was all I could find. I'm not sure how to use it. It's so thick and globby. Globby.
I'll just thin it out with some water.
There you go.
Yeah.
I
So,
knew it wouldn't take long.
so I have the shading on both sides of that that space between the planks. You notice I don't do the neat and tidy thing. Neatness doesn't count. Perfection is to be avoided at all costs. So then once this is dry, I'm going to do the same thing around the outside edge.
Oh, Marie Veloz?
Valois?
Veloz.
Okay.
Is
Yes.
now a member.
Oh, nice. I'm so excited about this program because I got so much more that I want to show you guys and stuff that I want to share with you, and it's just I don't know. There's so much going on in this head. You might regret it, but maybe not. I hope not. We're going to have a lot of fun together.
Oh, and there's a troublemaker.
Is Miss Deb there?
Yeah, Miss Deb is there, and she's already telling people to go hit the join button beside the subscribe button. You tell them, Deb. You tell them.
So, I wanted to tell you guys, I have the most incredibly supportive friends. I know I said this earlier, but Miss Deb has provided a coupon code for her website so that you can get a discount off of anything that she carries that I would use, which could be a lot of things. So, I mean, I use Stampenda stamps all the time, and she carries a
Deb is early today.
Substantial. What's that?
Sheila, Deb's early today.
Just make sure she's caffeinated. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying. So, for members, if you look at in the community section there's going to be a notification pops up for you that Deb has provided you with a coupon code.
Why is
So-
Karen telling me that I have goodies on the way?
Because Karen's got a box coming.
And, oh, yes, as for Karen Jones, we're going to make sure that Sheila doesn't pay for her subscription.
Of course.
After she gave us a discount code for the members, I don't think she should pay for the subscription.
No, I got to tell you guys, I spoke with Sheila before we launched and explained to her that what we were doing with this pattern, because it uses her surfaces. So Sheila contacted me after we spoke and told me that she was providing the members with a special discount code that will also pop up in your community feed for members. So there is a special discount code in there for the month of June. So if you need to order surfaces from her for the class on the 29th, there is a coupon code there for you so that you will have a discount on it. And you can apply it to any of the surfaces in my category, in the Tracy Moreau category on her website. And her website is tollpaintingdesigns.com. So go and check her out. She's got great stuff. And it was incredibly generous of her to give us a coupon code to give you guys a break on the pricing for your surfaces. So I think giving her a little high five, a little wave, send her some love. Is there a heart emoji on that?
Oh,
thing?
yeah, there
okay,
is.
there should be. Send lots of hearts to Miss Sheila because she's been incredibly supportive. And Deb has, she's my bestie. So she's been amazing. She set us up, all the members up with a coupon code as well for her website. So if you need stamps or even if you want to pick up one of her patterns, because she's got some great patterns, go and check her out. She's on paintingwithdeb.com. So go and check out Miss Deb's website. And if you're in the chat, throw her some love too. Send up some hearts and whatnot. Okay, so I have my barkboard.
If I can give away.
So,
We got to be close to 50 now.
I need a round. Where's my round brush?
I don't know. Well, we're at 49.
We should be able to break 50.
Oh, and look at that. YouTube just gave me permission to create 10 more emojis.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I'm going to be having fun with that one. Because of all the memberships.
So now I want a chippy wood look around the outside edge of this, particularly on these ends, because this is supposed to look like barn board. So this is how I'm going to do that. I'm going to thin out some lamp black on a round brush. Now, I'm saying a round brush. You can use a rigger. You can use whatever. It doesn't have to be a round brush. And it's this simple. I learned this from Chris Hoy because I thought that this was just the cat's meow because I think this is just such a cool finish. So I just take that brush and I just pull and push all along the edge like so. And the fun part is because you've got all of that rough, that rough wood look on there, and it's got lots of vertical lines in it.
Holy.
While you're doing that, some of those points that you create sort of fall into that, and it helps create that rough wood look. And I do the same thing across the bottom. Now you could do this all the way around the outside edge if you wanted to, but in this case I think I'm just going to stick with the one. Just do it on the top and bottom because I kind of like that. Like so.
I understand, Lorraine, but yeah, that was our end. We got a computer that just can't quite handle the
Obviously
load.
couldn't handle the software, so.
Yeah, so
So.
hopefully we can get that sorted out in the very near future so we get some nice
Crisp feed.
crisp feed for you guys. If we have to, I'll bring my
His
my beast of a computer down and we'll take care of it from there.
So. Now I want to accentuate all of these vertical lines and this texture at the bottom, and I'm going to do that with a little bit of warm white thinned out, and I'm going to put a highlight on this ragged edge right here, and I'm just going to follow that rough edge of that black, and I'm going to stop when I get to that.
Oh, okay, so Faye Reed,
Hi Faye!
the coupon code will be posted in about 10 minutes.
It will be up there shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on an automated system. We wanted to slowly introduce all the perks of being a member so that you didn't get inundated with a bunch of notifications. We'd much rather you get one notification at a time.
Yeah.
So, and we don't want to give out the coupon code to people who aren't members.
Yeah.
So that's why hopefully Deb doesn't respond. Or just messages you. They'll be there in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, Renee very carefully figured out that if we set it up so that they know the notifications came out one at a time and at specific times, that it wouldn't overwhelm you guys with a whole bunch of stuff. So now I've got my highlight in on that rough edge, and I'm going to pull a highlight down
If you could zoom in a bit here.
one side of this barn board
There we go.
right here. Oops, I got way too much paint on this brush, but that's okay. So I'm going to put a highlight down this side of that board, like that. This doesn't count.
Deb, what? She needs more coffee.
Yes, she does.
She's not quite.
She's not
ready.
there yet. So, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this board over here. So this gives us that look that we've got two boards showing. I am not worried about being straight because these boards are not perfectly straight. They're old, raggedy barn boards, so they don't need to be perfect.
I'm still trying to figure out how to join on
On the phone.
the phone.
Give him a techie challenge. He's as happy as can be.
It's just navigation, that's all. But
Yeah.
is it in community? No. Channels? No. About? No.
There. So we have our barn board is complete. Got the highlights up there. The highlights on the edges of the board. So I'm going to dry these real quick. And then we're going to put our leaves on.
Trying to
And
get.
it gives me a chance to talk to you about tracing patterns on. I like it.
Oh yeah, you guys gotta have the bell notification on too.
Yeah. Turn on your bell notifications on there so that
Yeah.
you find out where all this stuff is.
What size is the board you're using? Oh,
The
that's
one,
easy.
yeah,
It's this thing, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So I remember I said we got some new surfaces on the website. This is the Artist's Cradle. I love these nice little board pieces. This one is 5 3/4 by 11, and it says 11.6, which seems like a crazy number, but yeah. So these are a really nice size. They're 1/2 inch deep.
Oh, okay.
I really like these. Nice birch panels, nice and smooth. Seal them up, sand them, good to go. That's what I've got right here. And they're inexpensive. I think these ones are on the website. I think they're $6. They're a really nice little surface.
Oh, okay, yeah. See, some people can join on. I've got an iPhone, so I don't know how to do it on
Android.
Android.
So I've positioned my line drawing onto my surface, like so. And I'm going to secure it with a little bit of tape.
No join button on my iPad either. Okay, I can't seem to find it either. But if you have a Windows computer or a Mac computer, you just got to go to the YouTube channel and it'll be a little blue button called join right next to the subscribe button. But if you're already subscribed, it won't be a red button, it'll be grayed out.
Grayed out, yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. Grayed out. Yeah.
So I've got this taped in place, and I'm going to use some black graphite for this, or dark graphite. I think it's dark gray. Slide it underneath.
You said that's from Sheila's website? No, it's from her
This one-
website.
Yeah, the wood panels are actually on my website.
Are you still doing Saturday Zoom class?
The Saturday lives, yes, we are still doing those every Saturday.
Yes.
So, what you're getting today, you're going to get every week. Maybe not the same thing, but yes, you're going to be getting, we're still going to be doing the lives.
The benefits for the club are a monthly private class,
Yep. The pattern that goes with it.
the pattern that goes with it, so that's free.
Yep.
All you have to do is download it
Yep.
and print it.
Yep.
Bunch of discount codes from websites like tollpaintingdesigns.com, paintingwithdeb.ca,
Yep. My website.
her website.
There's also going to be other educational video you'll have access to, and other free patterns and worksheets. And we're going to have the occasional live that is just for members only, just to sit and chat and talk about creative stuff and have some fun, like a coffee clutch, and maybe paint something. And the whole idea is to just share a whole bunch of stuff. We're also going to have some challenges for you guys. So the members will have challenges and then an opportunity to post their own artwork. And I've got all kinds of things we want to do with this group. We're going to have such a great time. So there is going to be tons and tons and tons of stuff. And as long as you're a member, you're going to have continuous access to all of it. The only thing you won't have access to is the monthly pattern. Once that month ends, the pattern comes off. That link will die. So you have to download it within that month. But every month there will be a new pattern and a new free class, as well as I said, we're going to have lots of project sheets and some educational video. There's going to be video that only members will have access to. They will not, nobody else will be able to see it. As long as you're a member, you will have access to it. And
No
then,
join button on my iPhone. No, I understand. I can't even do it on my phone either. So I don't know what's going on there. Phil Lifrell? Okay. Eileen Lipscomb?
Eileen Lipscomb. Hi, honey. How are you? Hope you're well.
And once you're a member, yeah, the join button disappears. It turns into a perk button. It just lets you know what is available to you.
Yep. And there'll be more as we go along.
We'll be adding to it.
We'll be adding to it as we go because, I don't sleep anymore, so God knows what I'll come up with.
Yay, insomnia.
And it's exciting. We're going to have a bunch of
Renee, she
fun
has
things
to
for you
have
do.
over 50 members by now. Give me 1 second. This is a Mac I'm using, so bear with it.
He doesn't like my Mac computer.
I don't like Mac computers. I don't. I really don't.
I'm tracing on my pattern. I wanted to show you something. Remember I talked about my shape makers? It absolutely drives me insane when I'm tracing on a pattern and there's berries or balls or anything in it that has to be circular.
You have 52 members.
Yay! Oh my gosh. Well,
Your
I'm
goal
terrified.
has been met.
And I'm terrified. No. So the shape maker, I use these all the time when I'm tracing things because I hate seeing circles that don't look like circles. And it is impossible to paint a circle perfectly round if the line drawing isn't perfectly round. So when I'm tracing, this is what I use. I like using my little shape maker. And we've put a large variety of sizes of each of the shapes in so that you can match up. If that one is too big, see, this one's the ideal size. So I can just position it over the line drawing, and this way I get nice round berries. Drives me bananas when you're painting something and your berries come out egg-shaped. So I use my shape maker all the time for that. I use shape makers when I'm designing because I want nice, crisp, round shapes. Same with things like this, octagons, small squares, arrows, rectangles, triangles, things like that. They have to be nice and straight. If they're not, it doesn't work. So that's just like one of my isms. It's round things should be round.
So you will need to join each month according to the lesson?
No.
It's a reoccurring payment. It only stops when you cancel it.
Yep.
And you can cancel, rejoin.
Yeah. You can cancel it anytime and rejoin it anytime.
Yeah. But the downside is you don't get to know what's coming.
Yeah. So because when you're in the class that is coming at the end of June, 29th of June, we planned it out this way so that you would have ample opportunity to order surfaces or supplies as needed if you've decided you want to paint the piece. And then the class. But we did it that way so that you would be able to order supplies without having to scramble. But you will have access to that video at any time after the class because it'll go right into archives. So if you continue to be a member, you're always going to have access to that video.
Yeah.
And if you're a new member, you'll have access to that video, but you won't have access to the pattern because you'll have to order that off of the website.
It's $29.99 a month for Canadians and $24.99, or what did it come out?
I guess with taxes, it's $24.99 with taxes in the U.S. dollars.
Yeah.
And
So
then
depending on
29
whatever state you're in.
Yeah, so that's going to vary from state to state, province to province.
Sue just became a member, and she goes, "Woohoo! I'm a member now." Yes.
I know. I'm so excited about this.
Also, with the paintbrushes next to your name, that indicates that you are a new member.
Yeah.
So if you cancel your membership and then rejoin at a later time, it resets that
You
badge.
go back to your blue paintbrush.
So the longer you stay, your brush will change. So the next month, I believe, is a bronze brush, and then silver, gold, and then...
Yeah. After a year, you've got a paint palette.
Yeah, after a year...
With a gold brush.
With a gold brush.
Yeah.
Next to your name. It's just to let everybody know that you've been there this
Yeah.
long.
You have.
And as it grows, I'll make newer ones, fresher ones.
Yeah, and not to mention, for those members that stay with us, they get extra perks as time goes by.
Yeah, there will be,
Yeah.
once we figure out how to set that up.
Once we figure out how to set it up, but for the longer you're a member, the perks, the list of perks gets longer. So,
Yeah.
so I have my line drawing traced on.
We're all newbie groupies. Yes, you're all newbie groupies.
We're all newbie groupies. That's great.
That was Jessica.
Okay, Jessica Killerin.
Yep.
Nice to see you here, Jessica. We missed you. You were away for one day, and we missed you.
How-
Renee was looking for you.
How often? Once a month? Yes, once a month.
That's the class. The live class
Yeah.
is once a month, but there are going to be other lives, and there's going to be other videos that will be available to you. Plus the project sheets, and we're planning on at least 2 to 3 videos a month.
Yeah.
So
We're going to try for 2 first.
we're going to try for 2 first. Hopefully, I'm kind of hoping it'll be more, but we're going to go with 2 for now.
Yeah.
And then there'll be more content added. There'll be project sheets, and there'll be a bunch of stuff that's available to you. So that's the plan.
Will it turn gray after a while? Our paintbrushes?
They'll turn gold after a while.
Yeah, they'll turn gold, not gray.
So next step for these leaves is to put a coat of gesso in. You can use gesso or you can use warm white. I'm just going to use warm white for this. And I put it in by starting at the points of the leaves and pull it in towards the center.
I can make it easy. I am going to put a link in the chat that you guys can just click if you want to join. So you're not hunting down the button. There. And boom. There you go. Click that. It'll take you straight to the joining section, and you'll get a pop-up with asking for your credit card information and your PayPal or whatever you want to use to pay. We doesn't accept Bitcoin. So we'll take 1 Bitcoin.
That's funny because 1 Bitcoin is worth like $1 bazillion. They're crazy.
Actually, no, it's only worth like 40,000.
Only.
It dropped 20K overnight. So.
Oh my. Yeah. So I'm just base coating these leaves with either white gesso or warm white, whatever you happen to have on hand.
Sorry, the joke didn't translate well. Question mark? Linda Sprouse is now a member. Thanks, more than happy to be here today. I've been at the ER all week with my daughter battling depression through this pandemic stuff. I have looked so forward to having some fun today. That was Jessica.
Wow. You know what? So many people have struggled with a variety of issues over this pandemic. And it's not surprising that people are struggling because it's mentally it wears on you after a while, I think. And I think having a creative outlet, especially for us creatives, because creatives tend to be a little on the
weird side.
Sensitive side at times, especially when it comes to, other people. So coping and dealing with this type of thing, personally, I think, the cheese would have slid off my cracker a long time ago if I didn't have this to keep me occupied. So.
Janine Osborne.
Hey, Janine. Thanks for
now a
joining
member?
us. You guys are incredible. Absolutely incredible. So all of those leaves just get a really loose. You notice this is not like super tidy.
Marlene's trying to figure out how to join. Yeah. Just follow the link, Marlene. It's right beside Tracy Moreau there. Click that link, and it'll take you to the steps you need to take.
So I start at the points of all these leaves and I just pull it all back toward the center to where that stem is, so it forms it. I'm not looking for perfection.
Debbie Gill is now a member.
Hey Debbie, thanks for joining us.
And I will be right back because caffeine.
Okay. At least we didn't get a blow-by-blow of his trip to the boys' room.
Nope.
So I'm just going to throw in a little bit of this gesso, and then I wanted to show you guys something. So I don't know if any of you have downloaded the pattern for the membership yet or not, but it's a beast. It's a beast of a pattern. It has 4 pages of line drawings. I think the total pattern is like 18 pages or something by the time it was done. There's a ton of color photos in it. There is a ton of written instructions, but there's also a little, what I call them printables. It's just a doodle page basically, and it sort of falls into the same theme as the projects that are in the pattern, except I've put them on a variety of other surfaces or non-surfaces. So you could use them for whatever you want. In this case, I kind of made them into bookmarks loosely, but the fun part of these is that they're an easy paint. You could do these on watercolor paper. You could do these with colored pencils. You could do them with ink. You could do them with whatever you have on hand. If you want to do them with watercolor and watercolor paper, knock yourself out. The fun part is that all it is just a simple design element and some thought processes. You can play with the color palette. Do it whatever you want. Who said you can't have bright purple peppers? You can have bright purple peppers. You can do whatever you want with it. The whole idea to these little printables, I sit and doodle and I just create these little things. And I wanted to put one in your pattern this time, but we're going to be putting up a bunch of these as quick downloads for members. They can come in and get them, and you can use them on whatever you want. It's just a line drawing, so you can use the color in the pattern, or you can use your own color palette or from something else. You can just knock yourself out, have some fun with it. You can use it for doing greeting cards or labeling for things or quick gifts, or you can do them for random acts of kindness. Whatever you want to do with them, go for it. That's the whole idea. So there's one in the pattern for the month of June, but we're going to have a couple more of these going up. And we've got a bunch. Some of them are going to have bumblebees. Some of them are going to have flowers. I mean, whatever my creative brain thinks of. So we're going to throw up printables from time to time. You'll be able to download those. And we're going to have some project sheets for you, some free patterns that you can download. When I talked about challenges, every once in a while I'm going to throw a challenge out. It'll be a printed sheet with maybe a doodle. And then basically you'll be given free rein to do whatever you want with it. So if you want to just design something fun and fast using some of the elements that are in the project sheet, go for it. If you want to do a journal page or a Bible journal or a cookbook journal or whatever it is you want to do, I encourage you to grab whatever surface you want, whatever paint product you want, whether it's markers or crayons or colored pencil or watercolor or acrylic. It really doesn't matter. What I want for you guys as a group is to just run with your creativity. And so that's the whole idea behind these little printables. It's just sort of a jumping off point for you so that you can create on your own. And you'll be amazed where you end up when you start doing that.
So Debbie Gill is now a member.
Hi, Debbie. Thanks for joining us.
Sylvie Miller.
Sylvie.
Beth Root.
Oh, hi, Beth. Thanks.
Debbie Marlowe.
Oh, my goodness.
Elsie Strum.
Elsie.
Marlene. Sandy Scales.
Oh, my gosh. You guys are incredible.
And Judy Goult. Gault.
Galt.
Galt.
Wow. You guys are amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I gave him the link and that's
made it simpler.
Made it simpler.
Okay. So that little bit of white in there, because we're going to be working with some very transparent colors. We're going to be working with yellows and reds and orange, and they tend to be very transparent. And so I want a fairly opaque base down. Not complete, doesn't have to be perfectly opaque, but I need something that's going to bury some of this behind it so that we can get lots of color on there. And there's these nifty little flips at the bottoms of these maple leaves, so I'm just going to fill that in as well so that we have decent coverage. I love the fall and I love leaves. I must, because the property that we are on, we have a stand of very mature maples in the back behind the house, along with a massive black oak tree back here. That's just a tad intimidating when you look up, because it's huge at the base and it goes up for about 75 feet. It's a huge tree. And every time we have a windstorm, it's sort of one of those, oh my gosh. Okay, so I've got my white in there. I'm just trying to think, oh, there's another leaf right there. I'm just going to quickly get some color in. Like so, while Renee's getting his bean juice. He does not function until he's had at least 2 cups in him. I know somebody else like that. Miss Deb. My girl Deb. Oh, you guys got to go check out her website today. She got a bunch of new stamps in. She's got great stuff on her site this week. So y'all want to, if you're looking for stamps, yeah, go and check her out because she's got some great stuff. She's also got this awesome Facebook group. So, go to her page, Deb Antonik, on Facebook, and request to go and join her group because it is awesome. She's working with stamps and fluid acrylic and markers, and she's just crazy, crazy talented. She's got lots of stuff going on over there. And her designs with stamps are really, really cute. She was on Sandy's group last weekend.
We got Louise Long just became a member.
Hi, Louise.
Karen Boylan.
Hi, Karen. Thanks for joining us, gals.
And Julie Crosby was asking if my microphone was on. Nope, I was gone getting coffee.
Remember what I said about the caffeine thing? He needs to be caffeinated.
I run on hate and coffee.
He does not. He runs on good food and coffee. That's what
Good
he
food
runs
and
on.
coffee. Yeah, we haven't talked about food yet.
No, we haven't. I'm doing pork tenderloin for tonight.
Oh, yum.
I'm doing tenderloin on the grill. Okay, so I have base coated my leaves. I got some white on here. I'm going to use some asphaltum for the branches. I know you're just completely blown away by that prospect.
I think I might sign in into Google.
What's that?
I might sign into Google. Okay.
So there we go. So leaves. I've got all this white on here. I need to put a base down, and I want something that's going to have a lot of light in it. So I'm going to use some tangerine. What are you snickering about?
Oh, this is me and Deb.
Oh,
We need our coffee.
yes.
Deb doesn't function without coffee.
No, she does not. When her and I are traveling, that's my mission in life, to get her out of bed, is to go downstairs and I take care of getting coffee.
After I finish watching, I go shopping. That's dangerous.
Especially when you're shopping for art supplies. So, so the base color for all of these leaves, I've got that white on there, or gesso, either one, and you're going to start adding color, and I'm using tangerine.
Julie Crosby. I'm a Brit, so it's 2 cups of coffee before you speak to me.
Not tea? Tea is for the
Or,
afternoon.
sorry, yeah, 2 cups of tea before you speak to me.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm drinking hazelnut. No. No.
You don't mess with his coffee. Him and his father are just like 2 coffee connoisseurs. We have more ways to make coffee than you can
Well,
shake a stick at.
We got the Keurig, the coffee pot, the percolator, the French press.
Yeah. These guys are just ridiculous. And I bet you we have at least 6 or 7 different types of coffee in this house at any one time.
And the one that gets drank the most is actually a Kirkland espresso blend. Because it's awesome.
Yep. Speaking of caffeinated, if you're going to be caffeinated, be overly caffeinated. So that bright orange,
Whoa, that is...
isn't that great? I love this. Tangerine is a great base color for this.
Oh, is it ever transparent?
It is, and that's why we've got that gesso in place, or that white paint, because it helps. But we've also got about 4 layers of color going onto these leaves. So I'm just putting a quick coat of that tangerine, and I'm always pulling my color back toward the center. If you notice, I start at the points of the leaves and pull it back towards this point here, so that all of that paint comes back towards that. So it just helps you shape the leaf, helps you to establish the pattern in the leaf. I love this color. It's just so rich. And it's full of light. You know, it's one of those, it's got a nice glow to it. So it's ideal for this type of thing.
Oh, man. It's 20 after 2. So for the members, if you go to the community tab on the YouTube channel, the pattern,
Yep.
all the discount codes are now available.
Yep.
So you should be able to go check those out.
Yep.
And it's as easy as clicking on the channel icon, going to the community tab, and scroll.
Yep.
You might have to click read more, but.
Yep.
Terry Greencorn
Hey, Terry. My good friend Terry
is now a member.
in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Hope you guys are doing well.
Sorry for the hiccup earlier.
Yep.
New system. We wanted to try it out for the big member thing, and it was working great for all of a minute.
And it seems to be working okay now. Well, now that we switched back to the old system, but he'll figure it all out and we'll get it up and running. But it's been, you guys watching ads, you guys watching videos every weekend, it's just, that's what has paid for our new equipment. You guys have been so awesome in supporting the channel just by watching that, that revenue that we've managed to accumulate from those annoying ads. I know the ads are annoying, but they're sort of a necessary evil. But the revenue that they've generated has ensured that we could upgrade software, that we could get new cameras, and just to make things better. That was the goal. We just want to improve things.
And we saw Renee in the beginning. Yeah, I forgot about the wide angle lens. Completely forgot about that.
Oops.
So.
Yeah, I know. So now they're just going to be so impressed by the lumberjack that lost his axe.
And pick up online marketing.
Yeah.
All right, I think we got to do a draw for
Yes,
one
we
of our
do.
giveaways.
He's getting a little antsy. It's time for him to
Drink more coffee.
drink more coffee and start doing some drawings for some of these door prizes. Like, holy smokes.
And don't worry, you don't have to be a member for these.
No, just as long as you're watching.
As long as you're watching.
Yeah, comment in the comment section. Yeah, it isn't. You do not have to be a member to be.
Actually, how many are you in here? Holy crap!
There we go. Just all I ask, hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. Even though we've got a membership group on, this part is not changing. We're still going to be doing our Saturday lives, and posting some new video for you guys every week. So
You gotta hit the like button.
but you gotta hit the like button, and we make sure that we've got like goodies to give away. I'm very, very, very fortunate that companies like Deckwort and companies like Dynasty have been so generous
Yeah.
with donating. We have tons of brushes from Dynasty. So, and don't forget, if you're looking for your brushes, your favorite brushes, or if you're looking for any of the ones that I use, don't forget there's a coupon code for the brush guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's still.
And
up.
that one is still active, and everybody can use it. So if you need to order brushes, and non-members, there's always a discount code for you guys. There's one on my website. You just have to locate it. That's all you have to do. And we've got, there's new stuff up on the free educational section of the website too. We've got the color of the week downloads are up there. I think we're up to number 21 this week. So number 20 is available on there along with the other 19. And there's some free project sheets in there. There's free patterns in there. There's the patterns from the Deckwort lives that I do are on there. So there is tons of material for everybody on that website. Okay, so I've got that nice bright orange. It's such a pretty color, that tangerine. And so now that I have that on there, we have to establish the light spot. There's always going to be a glow. I like a glow on my leaves. So I need to establish where that light spot is going to be. And in this particular case, I want it to be at the portion of the leaf where the stem joins. And so I'm going to do that. First, I got to dry this paint.
BJ Martinez just became a member.
Hey, BJ, thanks for joining us.
And the winner of the Blue Ice brush set.
Oh, a 3-brush set.
Yeah, 3-brush set.
Yeah.
Is someone named Priscilla. I don't have a last name. So, Priscilla.
Has she got she just got a letter for her little logo?
No.
So I'm taking a little bit of that white paint and I just want to form like a little star in the shape, just kind of loosely forming a star.
So Priscilla, you
Like
got to go
that.
to tracymoreau.net and send us your shipping information.
Yep. On the front page of my website, on the home page, down in the lower right-hand corner, there's a little speech bubble. Just click on the speech bubble and it will open up and allow you to send us an email or a message. It will come directly to me. And just send us your shipping information, your mailing address, and we will get your prize pack out to you on Monday.
The last name is Baggett.
There you go. Thanks for watching, Priscilla. We really appreciate it and hope you'll enjoy your Blue Ice brushes from Dynasty. They're an
And
awesome brush.
I picked another one for the grunge stamp.
Oh, okay.
Miss Danielle Rushing.
Danielle Rushing. Yay!
Yeah.
So
Again.
Danielle, if you visit my website, look at the home page, lower right-hand corner, click on the little speech bubble, send us your shipping information, and we will get you a grunge stamp. That's one of my favorite stamps. I use it a lot. And it's a great set because it comes with a stencil in it, plus there's 5 stamps in that set? I think it's 5 stamps in the one set. Awesome.
1, 2, 3, 4, Yes, 5s.
Yep.
And a stencil.
And a stencil in it. It's a great set. Fabulous for mixed media. It's one of my favorite. Between that and the vintage note, those are the ones that I use a lot.
Yeah.
I love those two
That's
stamps.
why it's titled Tracy's Fave.
Yeah, it's titled Tracy's Fave because I use it so much. So I have that little glow. Remember I was talking about that glow. That's that little star in the center of the leaf. And I'm going to dry that. There's a reason why I went with that little star. You'll see what it is in a second. So now we're going to start adding a little bit of white to the edges of some of the edges on these leaves.
Okay, guys, you're going to make my mother cry.
Why?
You currently have 70 members.
Oh my gosh.
You're going to make her cry.
I'm already leaky, so I'm a big wuss.
Yeah.
So we're going to start adding some highlight spots on these leaves. And I'm doing that with a little bit of warm white. And it's just a float. We're going to come out to a few of the areas on these leaves. Not everywhere. I don't want it all over the place, but just in a few places. I'm going to float a little of that warm white right over that orange. And this is going to establish some highlights on our leaves where we can add other colors. Now, the reason I'm using a white, again, more opaque, and it will allow the color that I put over it to not be affected by that bright orange underneath. So that's why I'm using the white. So I want to put a little in here. And you'll be amazed what this does. That little bit of white. I know people have painted this pattern and they would message me and go, well, why do you put the white and then turn around and put other color over top of it? I will show you in just a second. If I were to take, let's say purple, and try to float purple over top of this, well, the purple is going to be a little more transparent. And if I float over top of an orange with a transparent purple, the purple is going to be affected by the orange underneath it. And we'll end up with what looks like brown or muddy. It'll just turn muddy because it's going to be affected by that orange underneath it. So the solution to that is to put a float of white on it. Gives us a more opaque base on which to put the next color without totally getting rid of that orange, because we want to keep that orange.
Miss Carrie Lizana
Nice.
is now a member.
So I have a little bit of white in a few places.
Somebody just typed in coffee. Yes. I run on coffee and
Bad choices. Sorry, that was a quote
I
from a
run
movie.
on coffee and an inappropriate thoughts.
There we go. That's more accurate. Okay, so I've got that little bit of white in a few places, not everywhere. I put that mainly because I'm going to use green on this leaf, and I want the green to show. And if I put it right over the orange, it's going to be kind of meh. So we don't want meh, we want color. So I'm going to load up my brush as if to float. I'm using a little bit of green gold. You can use, if you don't have any green gold. Now I know the fluid acrylics are really hard to get, so you can use any one of the greens, a lighter colored green. You can use matcha green or olive green. We need something that's a little on the citron-y side, so citron green would work. Yeah, olive green would work. You just need something that's, got a little bit of that brighter tone to it. So then I can float that green right over that white. Look what happens to that green. It stays green.
So, bear with me. If this breaks the internet, I'm sorry.
Oh, what are you doing now? Should I be worried?
I
Am I going to have the FBI here?
don't know, but Jessica Killeran might hurt me.
Oh no, why? What'd you do?
I made her a moderator.
Oh, cool. So I'm just putting, remember where I put that white? I'm just putting a little float of that green. Look at this. See how that white just keeps it green. So I've got a little touch of green in my leaves because let's face it, they were originally green.
Yes, Priscilla, you just got to go to tracymoreau.net, and in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a yellow and black speech bubble. You just click that, and it'll ask you for your name, your email, and a box to type whatever you'd like. Nice little message. Just put your information in there and hit send.
Yep. So that's why I used that little float of white so that that green stays green. So you can see I've got that green.
Don't do it. So yes, Jessica, you have power within the chat.
Yep.
So if somebody says something inappropriate, you could put them in a timeout. Or you can kick them completely.
So our next color, now we have to start adding some heat back into this, and we're going to do that with a little bit of pyrrole orange. Now, if you don't have pyrrole orange, I have a solution, orange flame. So you can use that orange flame in there because I love orange. So much orange. Love it. And pyrrole orange, I think, is one of my favorites in the fluid acrylics because it is a hot.
Carol Bealey is now a member.
Hey, Carol, thanks for joining us. So I'm going to float the edges of the leaves out to those points. Look at that heat.
Can I put Renee in timeout? See.
I've tried unsuccessfully for years, so
Timeouts don't work for me.
no.
Put me in a corner, I will find something to entertain myself within that corner.
Yep. So I'm using that pyrrole orange, and I'm using it quite strong. I haven't thinned this out because I want that intensity. And I'm letting that color walk down. See how I'm pointing back towards the center of that leaf? Love this orange.
Is there a Facebook page to join your membership? Nope. No, there isn't. Did I miss the request to join when I signed up? No, there's no Facebook part of it. This is all YouTube.
Yep.
Not that I know of.
No, I have not built a Facebook page for this group yet. Haven't figured out how to do it.
Stop, Renee. It's laughing too much. Why am I not surprised?
So I've got that.
Don't put baby in the corner.
Put baby in the corner. Oh my God. Here we go with the movie quotes. Yeah. So look at that pyrrole orange. Like, I love that color. That orange is just so hot. And the fun part is that there's no real rules. You don't have to, there's nothing that says it has to go right here or right there. You put it wherever you want. I love that orange. I like that these colors sort of, eventually all run together anyway. That's the whole point of this. So you can see how and that pyrrole is just so hot. So I'm taking that color all the way around. And I'm always aiming to come back to this point right here. What are you doing?
I nearly got my Christmas goose.
Oh. Okay.
No. Broadcasting station's about to
Oh, okay.
go kaputski.
Need some juice.
Shit. I mean,
Shoot.
poop.
Oh Oh my gosh.
There goes the PG rating.
Yep. You do have a knack.
Well, I'm
Sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. It's usually me with the size 7 mouth. I can usually get both size 7s in there without even trying.
I could do it with this one. Yay! We won't go off air yet.
So I'm
Come on, click.
just pulling all of that orange along the edge. I'm not overlapping with the green. I'm just sort of letting the color run out when I get to the green. Because I like all of that heat. I love it, love it, love it.
Jessica, Renee's in timeout. I've been using floating medium, but I'm finding when I put the toe of the brush in the paint and try to float it, the paint migrates to the heel of the brush. How do I prevent that?
Too much. Remember, let's talk about that. We've got the, I have a sponge.
Buzzing
This is
on the
my
mic?
solution to that issue.
Buzzing on the mic?
Sponge. Or is it buzzing on my mic?
Is it her mic?
I don't think so. My mic seems to be working fine.
It's a French thing.
It's a French thing. Oh boy. Yes, let's go there. So,
It could just be this being too
a
close.
lot of the time when you have color that migrates to the heel, it's because there's too much moisture in the brush. But I want to show you a really easy solution for that. I've used this method for years, especially when I'm teaching for beginners, because learning to float, there's a reason why we painters call that the F word. Because it is something that requires a number of conditions. One, it requires brush control. Two, it requires figuring out and learning where the right amount of moisture is in that brush. So this is my method for that. I use a kitchen sponge. This is just a cellulose kitchen sponge, I think. I don't even know what the brand of them is. Get them at Walmart, 6 of them in a pack for whatever. And you get it wet, and then you squeeze as much of the liquid out of it as you possibly can. And then you're going to get your brush wet before you load paint.
Okay. Sorry.
Yep, what's up? Now what?
That buzzing is back.
Okay. Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Now how come it's back? Because it wasn't for a while. Could be the cable. So once that brush is full of water, before you pick up paint, just touch it to the sponge. It'll draw off enough of the excess so that when you go to your paint, you can load that brush, and then you're going to get this. It'll give you that nice transition. Anytime that you're loading the brush, if you've got too much water in the brush, the pigment's going to follow the bulk of the water. If it's doing that, the color is migrating from the point to the heel, it's because there's too much moisture in it. So all you have to do, soak your brush really well, get it good and wet, touch it to the surface, both sides, not just one side, both sides of the brush, like so, and then load your paint. You're going to find you're going to have much better control over the paint and the load in the brush, and you're still going to be able to float really nicely. That's my trick. This is great for beginners. Until you learn what works for you and what doesn't, this is a great way to control how much moisture is in your brush before you load it with paint.
There we go.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to fix my microphone. There we go. We had a new member. Where was it? Carrie Seibelt?
Hi there, Carrie. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, and I'm going to post the link again if anybody's having trouble joining the membership program. It's just a quick click. I find that if I load the back and forth a lot, then the paint goes to the heel.
Yeah, and most of the time it happens that if there's too much moisture in the brush.
I don't float, I sink. Buzzing is gone. Yes. It's something to do with our broadcasting system that, yeah,
It doesn't
that.
like the charger.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got my orange, my pyrrole orange onto my leaves. Now I need to pull in some red. And I've got a few reds here because I love my red. So I have cadmium red hue in the fluid acrylic. I also have quinacridone magenta, which is, I love this color. And I have quinacridone gold. Now, quinacridone gold is probably closer to burnt sienna than it is to a red, but got to have that in there. It's a nice earthy tone, and we're going to use that for line work. And before I start laying in some red, I need to bring some hot yellow into this, and I'm going to do that with the diarylide yellow. Now, if you don't have diarylide yellow, don't have the fluid acrylics, saffron yellow in the Americanas will work perfectly. So I'm going to put a little bit of this diarylide on my palette, if I can get it out of the bottle. Holy Batman.
Hello from CT.
Connecticut.
That's Miss Holly.
So I've got a little of that diarylide yellow, and I'm just going to load it up as if to float. Now, I love this yellow. This is why I use that star of white at the base of this. Watch what happens. Heat, heat, heat for days. I love that bright yellow. I love diarylide yellow. I think it's one of my favorite fluid colors in the fluid acrylics. Look at that. It is such a in-your-face yellow. It's great. And that's going to keep that light that I wanted in that glow, all that brightness. I love that this diarylide yellow is so intense. Now, you don't have to be neat and tidy about this. You notice I am not...
It's the one yellow I can't get.
Oh, it's like pulling hen's teeth. But saffron yellow will do just exactly the same thing.
If you don't have fluid acrylics, can you use regular acrylics? Just thin them down?
Yes, absolutely. They're not going to be as intense. The colors are not going to be as vibrant because the pigment load in the fluid acrylics is very, very high. But if you're looking for that tone, you want that bright glow, the saffron yellow will do the trick. And that one is in the Americanas.
How about we do a giveaway from one of our sponsors?
So these are the colors I use, the pyrrole orange and the fluid acrylic, and the diarylide yellow, which is that bright yellow that I've got in there. And if you don't have them, these are the Americanas that you can use to replace them. I use the orange flame and the saffron yellow. Both of those will do the trick.
Why do I have a feeling Sheila Landry likes cats?
See, Sheila loves cats. You got to go check out her kitty cat, Wolf Blitzer.
Wolf Blitzer?
Oh, he's beautiful.
Well, Sheila was generous enough to give us some things to give away.
Yes.
So.
Sheila makes great surfaces.
Yes. These look like...
those are the ornaments from...
Scalloped circle ornaments.
Yeah.
That might be a surface from a certain...
That's the same surface that I used for these ones in the members only pattern, but
Yeah.
I've also used them. I've used them before because I really love this surface.
How did you know, says Sheila? Something about the cat in your logo. And that every box I've seen that came from you has a cat face on it.
She cuts it out at the base of the box. I love it. It's great.
I use the spun trick. It really works well. Yes, it does.
So in the members pattern are these. And that's the surface that Sheila sent us a set to give away. I love these ornaments. I did a bunch of these at Christmas time I didn't do them in peppers, obviously. I did them with holly. I did naughty and nice, but mostly naughty. Naughty and nice, and those are done on the same surface. I just love these little beveled ornaments, the way they're set back, and it's such a clever design, and they're beautifully made, and they're ready to paint right out of the box. I mean, Sheila does such a beautiful job on her surfaces. So we have a set of those to give away. And what else do we have to give away from Sheila?
The charming welcome bevel cut frame or tray.
Yeah, that's the piece that I did the zombie cookies on.
Ah, yes, there you go.
Where is zombie cookies?
I don't know. Where'd you put them?
I don't know. I couldn't find my butt with both hands today.
So,
Oh, there it is.
the winner of the circle ornaments is Robin Storm.
Yay, Robin! And the other one is the tray,
Yes.
the bevel cut tray. This is the one that we did zombie cookies on.
Ah, right.
So,
Okay.
yeah. And this one is an awesome surface. Sheila does such a great job on her surfaces. So.
Yeah. And Carol Mays wins the tray.
Yay!
So, you know them rules.
Yep.
You got to go to the website, send us your information. Robin, I'm pretty sure I have you in the system somewhere. I'm not too sure about Carol Mays. But
Yep.
head over to the website. Right on the front page is a yellow and black speech bubble. Click that. Fire away.
So I've got my diarrhea yellow in there. So now we're going to start adding some red. I love red. So the color I'm going to work with, this one is cadmium red in the fluid acrylics. If you don't have that one, cad red in the regular acrylics, the Decor Americana, or you can use the Red Alert. I like the Red Alert because it's got a nice orangey undertone. It's a really beautiful red, so you can use that too. So I'm using cad red for this. And this is going to be very transparent, and it's going to change these leaves dramatically.
They're asking which one I got. I got this one.
Yeah.
This one. Yeah, I didn't get the naughty one. I got the hot one. Occasionally Inferno,
And occasionally.
but
So-
most often mild.
So I'm just putting a float of that cad red on the edges of the leaves in a few places. I don't want it everywhere. But you can let that color sort of bleed out and overlap that yellow in the center there.
Did you include the paint conversions in your patterns?
Yes.
Yes. If you don't use the fluid acrylics, there is an Americana.
Yeah. This is an older
Equivalent.
pattern, so sorry, it may not, but I'm happy to provide it. It's we can give you a
That's right,
list
too.
of the colors to use instead. The newer patterns we've put substitutions in.
Did you post Sheila's website? I did not. Actually, yes, I did, but that was for the members only.
Yep. Sheila's website is tollpaintingdesigns.com.
Yeah.
Awesome website. She's got some great surfaces. I have a whale I need to do something with.
Oh, what?
I have a whale.
Oh, a whale.
A whale.
As in the mammal.
As in the mammal.
Okay.
Lynn Andrews. Renee won't know who Lynn Andrews is.
I don't?
No.
Are you sure about that?
I am positive. Lynn Andrews is a remarkable folk artist from the Boston area in Massachusetts. And her work is beautiful. It's
Bastard.
Baston.
Okay.
Lynn is just a remarkable designer and artist and a wonderful teacher, and she's just a wonderful lady. And Sheila does surfaces for her, and one of my favorite pieces of of Lynn's is the whale, and it's got this gorgeous little scene painted into it. Her stuff is just gorgeous. And she uses a lot of Bible verse and whatnot in her designs, and they're just so inspirational.
I missed a member.
Who did you miss?
Miss Brenda Owen.
Brenda Owen, thank you for joining us, honey. He's supposed to be watching that feed very carefully.
I'm trying.
But he's...
I have ADD. Easily distracted squirrel.
Yep. Very easily distracted. So I'm just floating a little of that red. I'm letting that color drift down so that it comes in contact with that yellow. I'm deepening some of those spots along the edges of the petals. And you see how bright and vibrant those leaves are getting? They're so pretty. So we're just about at that point. Now I'm going to pull in a little more red. I want something a bit more opaque. Oh, let's pull that red alert in. I want heat.
Red
Chili.
alert is a bright color. Like, it's a very vibrant red.
I love this red. It's got a red, like a little bit of orange to it. Like, it's a great red. So this is where I get to deepen some of those reds, and I just, again, I'm floating right over top of them.
Renee needs Bob to help him out. I was using Bob to mark the edges of the frame, so Mum knew how far she could push the piece and not be out of frame. That was originally my idea, and it worked.
It worked, yep.
But she's come to understand camera awareness now.
Yeah, I'm getting better. I keep looking up at the screen. If his head isn't in the way, then I can see where we're positioned
Except
on the screen.
this is on like a 10 to 15 second delay.
Yeah.
So
But
it doesn't
I get
really
it.
help.
It helps me because I can see it.
164 people in the live chat. It would be pretty cool if Tracy got that many thumbs up today. Hit the like button.
So I'm popping in a little bit of that red alert, and then, because, I like this red. Look at the heat that this generates on these leaves. It's just awesome.
If I move to New Brunswick, can I be the fly on the wall? On your wall?
Yeah.
I need more.
It's just a lovely place to be, New
It
Brunswick.
is.
It's a lovely place to be.
Coffee tastes so good.
Is that Deb?
Oh, that's Karen. Takes me back to your place. Tracy makes an awesome cup of coffee. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I make an awesome cup of coffee. Mine can also make the horseshoe float. So, if you want to be awake for a week, have a cup of coffee for me.
I'm still chuckling over making the horseshoe float. That's
It used to be the old way of making coffee.
yeah. Cowboy coffee is thick enough to stand on.
Mm-hmm. If you can make the iron horseshoe float, coffee's ready.
Yeah. Okay, so we're just about there, and then we're going to talk about putting in some of the detail work on this. Now, you'll notice that these little flip overs, these little corners on the leaves, they're still white. They're not going to be for much longer. So I'm going to grab, I've got some quinacridone magenta. I love this color. And I've got some quinacridone gold. So I don't really know what you would trade this for.
What, the
For the
quinacridone gold?
Americana. Cranberry wine, I think, would be close.
You'd have to
It would
thin
be
it.
close.
Would you have to thin it?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
going to have to thin it. But I'm using, it comes out like a very pinky, almost purple, but I'm going to pull a little bit of the quinacridone gold into it. So in other words, I'm going to take that cranberry wine and I'm going to add a little bit of burnt sienna.
Sounds like Renee's coffee can grow hair on your chest. Oh, make hair grow where you didn't want hair to grow.
Except on the top of his head.
Except, hey, that's your fault.
You insult my coffee here.
That's genetics. I can't control that.
So I'm using that mixture of the quinacridone gold and the quinacridone magenta. And I'm just filling in, literally just painting in that space with that brush mix. Now, if you don't have the fluid acrylic, you can use the burnt sienna, and a little bit of cranberry wine will do the job. We need to pull a little of that color up the stems. And I'm doing that to all of these little flips.
What red is it?
The quinacridone magenta is a reddish purple. It's an odd color. But I'm throwing a little burnt sienna into it just to give it an orangey tone, and it's quite deep, so it's very close to that cranberry wine. And I'm just putting a stroke of that in.
I have nothing to do with your genetics. All right. It's a funny play on words. Spelt like Janet. Genetics. I don't like your genetics.
There we go.
So two could play that game.
So it always fascinates me how these colors can, can become so vibrant so quickly. Look at all of those oranges and yellows, and I love those colors. I'm a fall person. I really love the fall. If we went from early spring right into fall, I think I'd be happy.
Yeah, but then you got to deal with winter again.
No. I can just stay, go from fall to spring. I'd be happy. So I'm just going to stroke in these little stems to these leaves with a little bit of orange and yellow and whatever I happen to have on the palette, just to keep the color continuity there.
There we go. And boom. Put the link back up so people, if they want to join the membership, they can just click the link.
There we go.
Wow, 172 of you in there. 74. Wow.
Welcome, guys. I can't tell you how appreciative I am.
Well,
So,
let's see how many members you have now.
oh my goodness, I'm afraid to look.
Let's do a quick refresh.
So I'm going to grab a rigger.
75.
Oh my gosh.
Her initial goal was like 25 to 30 new members on release. And you guys crushed it.
Yeah, you have. I'm going to get all verklempt again. I get all misty. It's just crazy. Yeah. So I'm painting in the branches in behind these leaves with just a little asphaltum. I've thinned it out. And I'm just using a rigger. We just want to connect all of these little branches. Neatness doesn't count. Perfection is to be avoided at all costs.
Okay. If you guys get the buzzing again, I apologize, but if I don't plug it in,
we're going to lose the feed.
We're going to lose the feed. So, bear with me. Poop. Yeah.
He's trying to get the cord to reach. There we go. So I'm just, now when I do these little branches, I'm really not worried about whether or not they're exactly the way that the line drawing indicates. I'm more concerned with just...
Let's go for 100. That's up to you guys.
That would be terrifying. I'm just blown away by you guys today. I'm absolutely blown away.
How do I turn on my paintbrush emoji if I'm a member? It's automatic.
Yeah, if you belong to the membership group, it's automatic. It'll come on.
Yeah. If you don't have it by your name, then
Yeah.
you're not a member.
Yeah. And there is a difference between being a subscriber and being a member. Member is a paid group. Subscribed, anybody can subscribe.
Sorry. I just saw that spike, and now I think I got it.
Okay.
So if you're wearing headphones, I deeply apologize for the loud spike and buzzing and stuff like that, but I fixed it.
So I've got all of my little branches in, and they're just stroked in with some asphaltum.
They can't see that.
Oh, I know. There we go. So I've got all of those little branches back there stroked in. But there is a shadow back here, and it kind of looks like a branch, kind of. And I suppose it is to a certain degree. But we're going to thin out some asphaltum for this. I don't want this fully opaque. It's going to be sort of transparent. We want to be able to see that woodwork back there. So there is our shadow, and it's going to continue in behind this leaf, and it's going to come out here in behind that one.
Okay. So, Brenda, you might have to leave the live stream and come back in. It should correct itself.
Yeah.
That could be the issue.
Yep.
Especially if you did it on a separate device.
Yep.
Ignore the grunting.
There we go.
And we have a new member. Who's this? Vera Souther.
Hi, Vera. That is Sheila's bestie.
Ah!
She was wonderful to me when I was down in Virginia. She lives outside of the Washington area.
I have tinnitus. I hear buzzing all the time. Yeah, I call them the aliens.
Yeah. The aliens talk to him quite frequently.
Yeah. The future
So-
of the guitar and speaker.
Now, I've got berries in here, right here. Remember, we talked about using the shape makers to trace on your berries so that they're nice and round. So we need to base coat those berries. I forget what color I actually used in the original pattern right off the bat. I haven't painted this one in a while, so I have to find out where I painted the berries. Quinacridone magenta. So those berries get painted this color right here, this quinacridone, or cranberry wine if you're using Americana. And I usually will base coat something like this with
Getting violent
in there. So those berries are going to get base coated with that quinacridone magenta. And I take my paint to the edge first, then I worry about the center. But that way we get a nice round berry. So I start inside the line and I push the brush toward it so that I get nice, it stays nice and round. I don't worry about getting it right on the line. I just try to work up to the line. And I like that sort of pinky purple tone that this magenta gives. It's really pretty. But it's going to be really pretty once they're all shaded and highlighted. So And you'll notice that the colors that I use in most of my patterns are carried throughout. So they tend to repeat a lot, and it changes how frequently or how much I use it. So in this case, I used a small quantity of it in that flip overs in the petals. And so I wanted that color to repeat elsewhere because then it helps keep things nicely balanced throughout the piece. So I paint the berries with that color. So it just carries the color throughout. I'm a firm believer that a color should never be in just one location within a painted piece. We're going to talk about within the group, we're going to have days where we're talking about composition, where we're helping. I want people to be able to design on their own. I just think it's so rewarding. It's rewarding when you create something, but it's even more rewarding when you create something that is entirely yours. I think that is really exciting for creatives, that when they suddenly do something, all of it on their own from start to finish, not just the painting part, but the creation of it, the development of every aspect of a design. It is incredibly rewarding for a designer. There's a lot of gratification in getting that, but it's not something that is entirely intuitive. It's something. There are techniques, there are methodologies, there is a science to designing things, and I want to be able to give the members some of that as well, to teach you so that you can, at some point create something all by yourself without ever having to use a pattern. That you've done something or created something right from the ground up.
Oh, look at that. Jackie Gibson.
Hi, Jackie. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
What did I miss? Hopping on to say hi. There's Sandy McTeer.
Hey, Sandy. Girl, you were supposed to be off visiting today. I wasn't expecting to see you, but thank you for coming.
Don't worry, Sandy. I'm going to make sure there's a paintbrush by hopefully tomorrow.
She wants paintbrush.
I'm going to make sure you get a paintbrush by your name. Same with Deb. And
they have wrenches, don't they?
They have wrenches.
Yeah.
I think it would be appropriate that they had the same thing as Jessica right now.
Yeah. So I've got my branches in. Now we have to add some shading to our elements here. So I want to shade all of these twigs and branches. I'm going to use just a line of lamp black. Nothing too wide, too strong, not perfect. God forbid it should be perfect. Don't want that. So that shading, it's a simple stroke of the lamp black. And I'm going to the right-hand side and underneath all of this.
Deb, what? I want a paintbrush. You're going to get one too.
So Renee and I have appointed a couple of people to be, not that we asked nicely, we just sort of did it.
You're doing this.
You're doing this, like it or don't. We've sort of established a couple of people that are going to help us moderate and to help answer questions. And so it'll be, Sandy McTeer will be there to help, and my buddy Deb, she will be there to help. And then we've chosen, one or two people from the group itself to help out. And again, we didn't ask, we just sort of decided. And one of those is Jessica Killeran. And we've done that simply because those people have been incredibly supportive. They've helped out without us ever asking. They've just been there. So, and we know that they're going to be helpful to you as well.
Every day, every time we're live, they're here.
Yeah. So, So we chose a couple of people to help out, and I haven't heard any complaints yet. So I'll probably hear about it later. But, you know, all these people sort of got voluntold. So now I have to put a highlight on these twigs. I'm doing that with a little bit of warm white and a touch of asphaltum. I just want to make sort of a light muddy brown. And it's a simple stroke. And it's, again, neatness doesn't count. Perfection is to be avoided at all costs. I'm just sort of coming down the left side, hit or miss, to put in the highlight.
So we have Mary Montoya.
Hi, Mary. Thank you for joining us.
And Susan Roller.
Susan Roller, to one of my girls in Hawaii.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. They were super awesome. I taught a Zoom class with the girls in Hawaii last weekend, and they were fabulous. They were so much fun. And then we had a glitch, and they were so understanding, and very patient. So I'm grateful for that. And then this week I got that box in the mail from the girls in Hawaii. That was just, another reason for me to leak.
Linda Zafranco. I've missed once.
I know,
and that's why you're not a moderator.
Wow.
I'm kidding. You're actually the other person we wanted to make a moderator, so.
Unbelievable. So I want to put a few little details into these leaves. I'm going to do that with a little bit of quinacridone gold and my favorite liner brush. My liner brush is a 10-aught extra long detail liner. It's a micron.
Oh, Brenda Owen's still not getting her paintbrush. She's got her member download, like her pattern downloaded, and has access to.
Huh? How come it's not giving her
I
a
don't know.
paintbrush? Well, we'll have to figure that out.
It could just.
Oh. So, in the center of these leaves, I'm going to put those vein lines. I'm just using heavily thinned, and I'm just stroking them in really light. Remember, those fluid acrylics are really strong. They're highly pigmented, so you have to be, when you need the color to be lighter, you have to thin it out quite a bit. So there we go. And it's simple. It's just stroke it in. Aim towards the points of the leaves. I mean, the line drawing has a guide on there for you, so don't be shy to use that. But I like doing it this way. I like the more organic feel. It doesn't feel so structured. It feels a little bit more natural, looks a little bit more natural. This is just a fun way to do this. So I aim towards the points of those leaves. Just like that.
She's Brenda Owen, there she is. She is on the members list.
Yep.
Don't know
But
why.
it didn't give her a paintbrush.
Yeah,
Well, that's not very nice.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out. Could just be refreshing.
Where'd it go? Susan Roller. I've missed once. Yeah. Now Linda Safranco's got a wrench by her name. Just
Yay.
teasing, but I did have fun in Mississippi.
So she went to visit family. Can't hold that against her.
Miss Kim Ish.
Eesh. Hey, Miss Kim, I hope you're feeling better, honey. I knew you were under the weather, but I hope you're feeling more the thing now. And Kim, we're also going to have a new skull pattern coming up soon, so.
Oh.
There is a skull. I was thinking of Kim the other day. I was painting the piece for this group.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because there is a skull on it. And it's funny, but every time I paint a skull, I think of Kim. Because she's just so awesome, and she loves skulls. So this is the surface. This is the bigger piece in it, the hot sauce signage. Of course, Kim had to put a skull in because I knew you'd get a kick out of it. So there is a lot to do in this pattern for this group, let me tell you, because it is, there's the piece up here, the piece down at the bottom, the center of this, plus 3 ornaments, plus the 3 tags, the hot sauce tags. And but there is a skull in it. You can choose to use the skull or not. The design at the bottom is also reversible, so. And I thought that these were just fun, these hot sauce tags.
You broke YouTube with all the new members. It's entirely possible, yeah. That is a lot of transactions happening in a day.
So it's, these are the hot sauce tags. So these just hang around the big bottles of hot sauce so that when you're having a barbecue, or you can hang them on wine bottles or whatever. But this is a cool little surface. And so, but all of that is in that pattern for the members this month, for the month of June. So there's lots in that one.
Sorry, came in late. What's involved in getting a membership? Clicking the blue join button and filling out the prompts. It'll be right next to the red subscribe button if you're not subscribed.
If you're not already subscribed. So now we have to shade these berries, and I'm going to do that with a little bit of lamp black. I'm going to pick up a little of that quinacridone magenta and a touch of the lamp black. I want to make it really dark purpley red. There we go. And we're going to shade those berries on.
Every one of your skulls I have painted have been removed from my house by my daughter-in-law. I can't say no. That hot sauce piece would be awesome for key hook in my kitchen.
Oh, wouldn't it?
There you go. What are you doing now? Oh, don't.
So,
how are you down here?
she probably was sleeping.
Don't
So-
know.
I'm just shading these berries. I want about half the backside of these berries. So
You're going away.
when it's in the right direction, when it's right side up, on the right side of the berries gets a float of that lamp black and quinacridone magenta mix. And then to highlight it, we're going to use that warm white, and it's heavily thinned. I brush this out really well. I don't want that white too strong.
Cat.
And we're going to put our highlight, it's going to come in. Helps if you actually leave some paint in it, Trace.
Where do you get the club pattern? You got to go to the channel and click on the community tab and then scroll. Link will
Yep.
be provided for you.
The link is in there. So the highlight, you're going to come in from the edge on that berry just slightly. And then you're going to put that float in like so. I come in from the edge because this implies that the berry is spherical. It will help you make that berry look more round. Not round in shape, but spherical in shape. So I'm using a little bit thinned warm white. Come in from the edge just a touch. And that float should go from top to bottom till it joins with the shadow on the other side.
Don't chat too much because I'm trying to write down a name for some 2 new winners.
Woohoo! Who else? What are you giving away now?
Oh, okay. So black gold.
Ooh,
The set of 3.
okay. Oh, that's the one with the
The big
2
fan.
wave brushes and the Fandango.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice brush set. Who's getting that one?
That is Miss Lee Hilton.
Lee Hilton, you get a set of Dynasty black gold brushes coming your way. So just go to the website. On the homepage, on the lower right-hand corner of the homepage, there is a speech bubble. Just click on it and send us a message with your shipping information, and we will get that out to you on Monday.
And the vintage note, your favorite.
Oh yeah, somebody's getting a stamp.
Yeah, your favorite stamp is going to Vicky Osmos. Ausmos. Osmos.
Okay, that sounds about right then.
If you're watching, head over to the website, click the bubble, fill out the appropriate information, and send us your shipping address
Nice.
so we can get your prizes out to you.
So the final part of the highlight on these berries is just a touch. And I'm putting it on the upper left-hand side, right on that highlight. And it's just a tiny dot of warm white, like so, on each of those berries. And even this one that is hiding down here, I'm going to put a little one in there. So there is our highlight on these berries. And I do want to put a highlight on some of these leaves, on the edges of the leaves. And I'm going to do that with a little bit of warm white. And I'm picking up a touch of that diarrhea yellow. I just want a little bit of a bright, more opaque yellow for this. You could do it with Sunny Day, or you could do it with like any one of the more opaque yellows. It will work just fine. But I want to stroke in a little bit of a highlight on a few of these leaves, and it's just on the edge, like so, on these little bits. Of course, it helps if you've got water in the brush, my gosh.
God, that's a lot of paintbrushes on the screen. Okay. Some more. Let's add more paintbrushes to the screen. Teresa Deshawn is now a member.
Hi, Teresa. Thank you for joining us.
And Sherry Ward.
And Sherry Ward, thank you. We're going to have so much fun together.
And I'm going to figure out how to give Sandy and Deb their paintbrush. It's got to go on my list of things to do.
Yeah, that list is getting long.
Yeah.
Good, it matches mine now. So I'm just adding a little highlight to the edges of some of these leaves with a thin line, just like that. All it does is crisp up the edges of these leaves, defines them a little bit. And you're going to do that throughout.
Excuse me.
But now...
No sound.
No sound. Who? Did you shut off your... No, I'm good.
I'm good.
No.
Did you accidentally click mute? Because we're good on our end.
Yep, everything seems to be working on this end. So all that is, that little highlight is just a thin stroke. And you're going to do that to the leading edges on all of those leaves.
Is Tracy using a fast-drying glaze? Or fast-drying medium with her fluid acrylics?
Always.
Always.
Always. See? Oops. My bottle is leaking. I just got fast dry glaze all over my painted piece. That's the nice thing about it. I love fast dry glaze.
Why did we have a drop? Why is everybody leaving?
That time of day.
Yeah. Gotta make dinner.
Gotta make dinner.
Yeah, no, I understand.
What time is it?
It is almost 3:30.
Oh my goodness. It is almost time to go.
And you still got lettering to do.
I still have, well, I don't have to do the lettering today. We can do the lettering another time because we talk about lettering all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tons of videos with my lettering on it, but I really wanted to show you guys how to do these leaves because it is a different technique and it does put lots and lots of color in. But one thing I do want to do, I want to show you the spattering, and then I want to go through the shading on this too. Now, I make jokes about using asphaltum all the time because I use it all the time. But it is a great toning color. It's a great shading color. So whenever something is getting perhaps a little over the top, you can take a little bit of thinned asphaltum and tone it down.
Almost. That's how you pronounce it. Almost.
Almost. Okay.
Okay. Oh, you won.
Yeah. So whenever you're working on something and you want a good shadow, nice shadow to define an edge, especially on a surface like this, the nice thing about asphaltum is that it will provide you with a shadow, but it is a nice transparent color. So you can control how dark or how light that shadow is. It's a very easy color to shade with because you can control it so easily just by putting it on in layers. So I like to shade mine in thin layers. So don't be afraid to thin it out till it's almost non-existent on that brush because you have control. So I'm just touching a little asphaltum into that background and behind those leaves. And right away, it darkens that space, but it's not an in-your-face shadow. If I were using a black, it would be very harsh. But I'm using just a little asphaltum and I'm just toning that background back there a little bit. Control, control, control.
How do I become a member? I'm on an iPad.
Oh, the link.
Here comes the link. Boom. Oh, wait. It helps if I click there. Boom.
Yep.
There.
So
Click
that
link.
little bit of asphaltum back there, and I've thinned it out quite heavily, gives us a nice shadow without giving us a really obnoxious, dark, heavy shadow. It lets us keep the lightness in there. So I've got my shadow in. So I like finishing off these things with spatter. I know I do this all the time, but I like spatter because it diffuses things, it softens things, it makes things a little less harsh, and it lightens things up. But I don't like using just black because I find that gets very heavy and visually heavy. So I always start with white. And I can be all kinds of aggressive with white. It's going to keep things looking light and airy. So there's my white. And then I can switch and I'll go to asphaltum, which is that nice brown. So I'm going to pick up some asphaltum on my brush and like seriously mess up my manicure. So I'm going to spatter with asphaltum. Now, Miss Sandy uses a tap method for spattering. If I did that, I would be wiping away puddles of paint. I am hopeless when it comes to this tap thing. I always end up with far more than I want. And so I like this more controlled method of using just this light spatter with the old toothbrush method, so to speak. And I rinse out my brush, and now I'm going to repeat all of that, this time with a little bit of lamp black. I'm going to do this one a little less heavy. I'm going to be a little more controlled about where and how much of it I put on. But I do like how spatter looks on a piece like this. I think it makes it look a little bit rustic, and it works very well. So there I have my spatter, I have my white on, I have my asphaltum on. There's a fair amount on there, but it doesn't look too heavy. So I really like that. So I'm going to dry it real quick. Now the nice part about this is when you're painting it, if you want them more yellow, you can leave more yellow showing. If you want them more red, you can do more red. You have complete control over it. You can make them as much green or as little as you like. But I love how this stuff looks. So there we go, our fall leaves.
Oh, we got a few new members. Robin Wilson
Hi, Robin. Thanks for joining us.
and Shelby Thomas.
Hi, Shelby. Nice to have you here. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this, I think. I'm already having fun. So from here, you could go in almost any direction. For this piece, I used the words "give thanks," but in the pattern for it, I included some other words because not everybody wants necessarily to use the words "give thanks." But you know what? There is a word in here that I think is perfectly applicable for today. So I'm going to cut that one out because I'm thinking.
Holly has a great question.
What's that?
Is there a surface, as in thickness, that you don't use because it's too thin? I have trouble with warping.
Yes. I try to avoid really thin birch bark, or not birch bark, Baltic birch, sorry. Mainly because of that problem. But there is a way to prevent that warping from happening, that buckling. When you're preparing a surface, and especially, you get these small, thin surfaces that are like 1/8 of an inch thick. Particularly plywoods, I find are the worst. MDF is not too bad if you store them flat, but the Baltic birch, those thin 1/8, I try to stay away from anything too thin. But there is a way around that. When I prepare something for painting, especially if it's that thin, I will gesso or prime both sides. And then I will dry it so that it's dry to the touch, but then I'll weight it. I'll throw a nice heavy book on top of it or something to keep it flat to the surface while all of that stuff dries and cures completely. Because if you stand it up somewhere, you're going to end up with a bow in it. If you just leave it on its own, it'll have a tendency to twist and you'll end up, especially if it's something that you would want to frame, you don't want it to do that. So I like to keep everything nice and flat and level. So more often than not, I will go to a 1/8 MDF is about the thinnest. Baltic birch, especially if it's something like a sign, they tend to twist and whatnot. So I stay away from 1/8 for anything larger than, say, this. Because of that, they have a tendency to warp. MDF is great for things like signage and whatnot. 1/8 is just fine. It doesn't do that. The only thing you have to remember is to store everything flat. If you leave it in a place where it's leaning up against something, you will notice over time, especially if the humidity's high, they're going to get a little bend in them. So store them flat. And for Baltic birch, prime both sides and let them dry flat. And whenever possible, throw something substantial on top of it, like a weight or something, once it's dry to the touch, so that it doesn't dry completely and warp. So that's the easiest way to handle that. So this is my word for today. I'm grateful because you guys are amazing.
How appropriate.
Yeah, it is. It's very appropriate. I mean, you guys have just been incredibly supportive. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. So now I have to figure out how I'm going to get it on here so that it works. So I'm thinking, because this falls this way. Oh, you know what? Hello. Duh. Lights are on. Nobody's home. I'm going to put it right there. Who said it had to go vertically? Hello. It does not. So I'm going to line up the edge of the paper with the edge of the surface, and I'm going to tape it into place like so. Now, lettering. When it comes to putting in lettering, now this is a bit of a cheat, honestly. I cut across the page, but I did not cut this. So this is nice and straight, which means that the lettering is nice and straight because this I printed out on a computer. So this is nice and straight on this edge. Now, if this lettering were to sit in the middle of the page, the middle of the surface, this would not work for us because that page isn't going to reach the edge. So I have a couple of tricks for that. And one of the things that you need is a good steel edge ruler. And you need to find the letters that are even, and right there it's the bottom of the A and the bottom of the U. So I'm going to draw a nice straight line that goes right under both of those letters with a straight edge ruler.
I think it would look great with a welcome on it or an address number.
Absolutely, it would work just fine either way. And so I want that line.
In the shot? Yeah.
Thank you. I want that line, smart ass, to come right off the page. Like so. So now I have a line. Now if I wanted to put this right in the middle of that page, how am I going to get it nice and straight? So here's how you do that. So I want it, say I want the bottom of that lettering or that lettering to be centered at about here. So you figure out where the center of that board is. This one is 5.5. So it's going to be 2 3/4. So I'm going to measure down 2 3/4 right there. I'm going to grab my chalk pencil for this. And I'm going to make a mark at the 2 3/4 mark right there. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, 2 3/4. There's that. And then I'm going to draw a line straight across my surface with my chalk pencil at the 2 3/4 mark, all the way across, so that my line's nice and straight. There we go.
The font is a purchased license, so that is her font.
Yeah. So that line that's on my paper is going to line up with that chalk line that I just put on, like so. So center it on there, make sure that those two lines meet up on both sides, and then tape your line drawing into place. And then you are ready to slide your graphite underneath and trace away. And by doing that, it ensures that your lettering is, one, it's properly centered on your piece, but two, it's also level. And having perfectly straight lettering, having your lettering nice and level and straight will make all the difference. Even if your lettering is not perfectly painted, if it is straight, clean, and level, all that minutia will not matter. This is the most important thing when it comes to lettering, is making sure that it's not, accidentally going uphill or downhill. That is the worst. So, and that chalk pencil, grab your Factus black eraser and done like dinner. It's gone. So I want to put my lettering, look at that, like it never happened.
What size was that board? 5 1/4?
This one is the 5 3/4.
5 3/4 by...
By 11.6. I know. I have no idea. It's not
5
a standard
3/4 and 11.6.
Yep.
Sure.
So I want mine in that corner so that it just slightly overlaps. So I'm just going to tape mine in. And I wanted to talk to you about tracing it on. Where are we for time?
20 to 4.
Okay, so I think we got enough time. We'll cover this.
Okay. We've only been live for 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Okay.
It's a special day. We can go a little longer.
It's a special day. We'll go a little bit longer. So I've got mine taped in place, so I know that my lettering is nice and straight and it's level. Absolutely essential tool. If you're going to be doing lettering, you need a good steel edge ruler. I do not use a stylus when I am tracing and transferring. I always use a pen. And this is my favorite. This one is a Uniball Signo DX, and it's a 0.38. That is the more important part of this, is that it is an ultra fine steel ball pen. It is black gel. It's a Japanese ink, so it's ultra black. I love these pens. They are clean, they are ultra fine, and so I get really nice transfer whenever I'm doing things. I don't use a stylus because I don't like the thick lines. I like the fine, thin lines.
I accidentally bought the white eraser instead of the black. Is that okay?
Yes. I use the black mainly because I paint on a lot of black backgrounds. And I don't like the shiny spot that the that most erasers will leave on black paint. That's why I use a black one. And I love the fact that they don't smear stuff around. They just erase really well.
So we have some winners.
We do. Let's hear winners.
So the winner of the Micron angled set,
Ooh.
the detailed angles,
Uh-huh.
I think is called,
Yep.
is Miss Kay Reynolds.
Kay Reynolds.
The faux squirrel set is going to Sharon Klein.
Nice.
And the mixed mesh.
Ooh, that's the 6-inch stamp.
That's the 6-inch
Stampendous stamp. Yep.
Stampendous stamp. It's going to Sue Braun.
Nice.
And we got 2 more prizes to give away before we're done.
Oh, yeah. Can you pass me that bag?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I just put these up on my website because I think they're really fun. I made a bunch of these. I think you guys will get a kick out of them. And just for storing your things like your rulers and your pens and erasers and whatnot. And I have them in a variety of colors. We did the Craftgasm. We did them in pinks and purples and in glitter. And we did them on black. And we did them on the natural cotton duck. And they're just fun. And essentially, I'm the queen of pouches. I put everything in pouches. If you open up my purse, there's nothing loose in my purse. There's just a whole bunch of pouches, and each one holds different things. So, of course, I have to have pouches in my studio, too, to hold all this, little stuff. And so we're giving away one of those. And inside it is... Oh, yeah, and there's a wood surface that goes with this one, too. One of my rulers and one of my pens, just to start them off. I like this one. And we have different colors that glitter.
The surface that goes with it is Southern Ridge.
Oh yeah, it's Southern Ridge made some beautiful phone stands. And so they're, look at this, all laser cut with flowers and everything. They're beautiful. Anyway, so that's also in that price pack. And that was courtesy of Southern Ridge Trading. So, tracing lettering. Certain things are forgivable. Those little curly cues and small little curved lines are fine. Wherever there is a really straight, and in this case it's not necessarily so, we'll do this G or the T. I think the T is the better one. You're going to use that straight edge ruler to trace the straight parts, the vertical and the horizontal straight parts of lettering. And then you can freehand those areas where there's curves, because those are forgiving.
Linda Spress is asking if you got the rulers back in stock.
Yes, we do. We have lots of them in. So when I'm tracing, all of those long, straight up and down places, this is where I use the ruler to make sure that those lines stay crisp, that they are nice and sharp. And those curved areas, you can freehand, because those are going to be far more forgiving than those long, straight, clean lines. So the curves, you can freehand, but the straight up and down, make sure you use the ruler for those, because when things are not vertical and straight, it's going to come screaming off the surface at you. So I just continue until all of my lettering is traced. And like I said, I'm just going to freehand this out, and because I've been doing this for a bit. And you'll see what I mean the first time you trace something out with a straight edge ruler, just how much better the lettering looks. You cannot paint a straight line if the line you are working against isn't straight. That's just facts. Facts is facts. All those lines have to be straight. Otherwise, you're just fighting against something for no good reason. and beautiful lettering. It always seems to me such a shame when somebody puts so much work into a painted piece, and then you see the effort, you see how much work and how much love they put into it, and then when they paint the lettering, it just seems to fall apart at that point. And it's always so disappointing to see a beautifully painted piece after you've put that much work into it and then not be happy with your lettering. So there's a few little tricks. I do put a bunch of those in my patterns when there's lettering involved. I put those little tips and tricks into the pattern so that you have them. And I will always recommend that you use that straight edge to make sure things are straight. And I use a steel one for a reason. A plastic ruler, over time, they get chipped and dinged, and it doesn't take very long, but then they're no longer straight and clean. So a steel edge ruler doesn't do that. So that's why I recommend using a steel edge ruler, because it just works better. And it'll work well over the long term. So I've got my lettering in. Ta-da! There we go.
For the winners, go to tracymoreau.net. I'll pop the link in the chat there. Go to tracymoreau.net. Go to the bottom right-hand corner. You'll see a little speech bubble. It's yellow and black. Click that. Fill out the appropriate information. Put your shipping address in there, and
Yep.
ta-da!
Bob's your uncle, Sally's your aunt. So I have my lettering in place. So now we're going to put a shadow in. And I want my shadow on the right-hand side of each of these letters. And it's just a float of asphaltum, like so. Always on, underneath and on the right-hand side of each letter, like so. Neatness doesn't count. If you go over the letter, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Yep.
We're down to 13% on the battery on the broadcasting.
We're going to kill the cameras before the day is out.
Yeah. Well, the cameras are good.
Oh, just that thing?
Just the broadcaster.
Computer that's broadcasting. So I'm just putting in a float of asphaltum to the inside and the right side of the letters, like so. Don't worry, go right over the letters. The shadow is going to get cleaned up when we do the lettering. And we're almost there. So it's, just a float right up against it. I just want to make sure I've got it everywhere. There we go.
And just so you know, we still got 2 more prizes to give away.
Yep. So
So
hit that like button if
you
you're
gotta
not subscribed.
Hit the like.
If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button.
And if you're not a member,
You can always
please
join-
consider it.
Consider it, yes. But it's not essential. I mean, we're still here every Saturday live
Yeah. For everybody.
for everybody. So I have all my shading in. I'm pretty happy with that. I just realized I missed a spot right there. So that putting the shadow in first it's just laziness on my part, for the most part, simply because I don't. I need my other rigger. I don't really like having to touch up especially lettering. It drives me nuts. So I'm going to use this one. I'm using a 0 rigger for this.
Oh, they want to know how many members.
Oh my goodness.
They're curious.
So
There is currently a big 84 members.
oh my God, you guys are incredible.
That's pretty much half. That's more than half of your viewership.
Wow. You guys are incredible. Okay.
She's crying.
I'm getting all misty over here. You guys are amazing. This is a number 0 rigger. If you're looking for them, they are available from the Brush Guys. And don't forget, if you're shopping on the Brush Guys site, make sure you use that coupon code Tracy, M, capital T, Racy, M, capital M, all one word. Use that coupon code. You're going to get an additional discount. I mean, they're already at bargain prices to start with. So if you use that code, you're going to get a nice little discount on top of it. So here's how this goes. For those of you that have never watched me do this before, I know the rest of you are probably nodding off.
Can you center it a little bit? I'll zoom really close.
So a rigger looks like a liner brush, but it is not a liner. It is actually built more like a flat. So it will press to a square chisel edge. And that works in our favor for this type of thing. So I have it loaded with warm white, and I'm going to start on the chisel edge. Now I've pressed my brush on my palette so that I have a flat chisel. And then I press on the brush till it opens up to fill the space, and then come back up onto the chisel edge. And I'm going to do that again. You see, it's got a flat chisel edge, just like a shader. Oops, I whoopsied.
You whoopsied.
There we go. Paint was wet, so I got it. So your paint should be sort of a little thicker than milk. And you press down till the brush opens up. Oh my gosh, I did it again. Hello.
There you go.
And then back up onto the chisel edge.
What size rigger was that?
It's a 0.
A 0.
Chisel edge up onto it.
A lot of congratulations.
Aw, thank you guys.
Vera Souther says, "We love you. You give us so much and so to so many."
Aw.
We're not awesome. You are.
Now they're just trying to make me cry.
And Judy Thacker is having fun with the dot emoji.
Is she?
Yeah. Yes, I made dot an emoji.
Yeah.
Not all number 2 riggers are great as this one. The faux squirrel is just right. Okay. That was Jessica.
I've tried a number of different ones, and when I tried the faux squirrel one, it just did everything I asked of it. It's just that brush. I can't explain it. It's just the best for this. Maybe it's just the best for the technique that I teach. I don't know, but it is just a great brush for doing this type of work.
What's for dinner tonight? I'm thinking scallop stew to get through the cold evening.
Oh my God.
It's pork loin.
We're having pork tenderloin done on the grill with pierogies.
Oh, okay, so I'm cooking the pork.
Yes, you are. If you want. I'm fine. I've done it for years.
Got my 0 rigger. Don't cry. You'll smudge the paint.
It's water-based. It's good. It's not watercolor. Okay, so I'm just about finished with my lettering. I'm going to...
They can't... You're...
Am I out of the shot again?
A little bit.
A little bit. There we go. So I'm just going to take that fine edge of my rigger and...
Robin's question. Sorry. Do we still get the Renee entertainment with the membership classes?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, you do. That means I'll be there for the members only classes, and I'll be there to entertain ya and pass questions and controlling cameras and stuff.
He'll be doing stuff. So that rigger, because it's a 0, it will give you a nice fine point, as you can see. So I'm going to let this lettering dry. I may take some titanium white, I think, just to highlight these letters, because I'm not real happy with the way they're showing up on that background.
Okay. So
who else do we have as winners?
we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 M squared stencils.
Yes, that is courtesy of Sandy and I.
Sandy and Mum are giving away 5 stencils.
Yep.
We got retro. It's very boxy.
Yep. Very retro looking.
Very 70s-ish, I'll say. A bunny wreath.
I love that stencil. I think it's so pretty.
Chicken wire.
Yep. That one's very practical. Use it for a lot of things.
Yeah. And 2 different sizes of buffalo check. We got a 1-inch.
Buffalo check. We got Christmas stuff coming up, so gonna need a buffalo check stencil.
Yeah, we got a 1-inch buffalo check and a 1/2-inch buffalo check.
Nice little 5-piece set.
Yeah, and that is going to Miss Faye Reed.
Hey, Faye.
Faye
You
Reed.
got some goodies coming your way.
And I think I got your information on the server.
I think so.
And last but not least, the Craftgasm kit with the Southern Ridge Trading
Phone
Surface. That's going to Miss Judy Thacker.
Stand. Yay, Judy. Judy's won before.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh.
Same with Linda. Linda Safranco. I swear that girl's got horseshoes in her pockets. That's the thing. You got to watch to win. So.
Yep. You gotta watch. You gotta like. You gotta subscribe.
Yeah, you got to subscribe. And hit that bell notification so that you know when we're posting new video.
Yeah. Same with the members. You gotta have your bell
Your
notification.
bell notifications on.
Yeah. So that way you can stay up to date with all the discount codes
And all the goodies that are part of this.
Yeah.
So, because you've got lots of content coming your way. So, especially over the next 3 weeks, you're going to be
inundated.
So, now that I've got my lettering done and it's dry, this is where this thing comes in. This Factus Black eraser is just, I love these things. They're ideal for erasing graphite lines because they don't smear it. They don't hurt. Now, this is fresh paint. I just dried this. So I don't have, greasy graphite lines smeared all over the place. It comes right off. And it doesn't hurt my paint. It also does not polish the area around it. My problem with a lot of erasers, especially on darker backgrounds, is that you end up with a shiny spot. And it's just horrible, because then you can't get rid of it.
Robin R. Someday I will win. Yeah, I use a random number generator, and sometimes it's picks the same person twice. Sometimes, if it's somebody who's won, I don't know, 5 times,
Yeah.
I reset it.
Yeah.
Because got to give other people a chance to.
Yeah. So from this point, this is where I usually will, start darkening a few edges. I like to deepen corners because I like things to look a little old. So I will go back in with a little bit of asphaltum and I will darken some areas along the outside edge. Like so.
Margot Ferreira.
Hi, Margot.
They became a member today. She wanted to even it out, I think. Make it a nice 85. Is that what you wanted to do?
So there is our little signage for today, our little fall leaves. I think it's really appropriate for today because that's exactly what I am. I'm really, really grateful, very thankful, and I so appreciate the support you guys have thrown our way with this. so keep your eyes peeled especially over the coming days. There's going to be a bunch of stuff going up on that in the member section. And to get to it, all you need to do is go to my YouTube channel, click on community, and then scroll through. You'll see all of the notifications in there. You'll be able to go in and click on the links to do your downloads, to get your patterns, to get your project sheets, and to view things that are coming up. We're going to start posting stuff in there so that you'll be able to see what's coming up ahead of time. We're going to let you know as soon as we know when product is available, when paint is available, where you can find it, who has it. We're going to be trying to keep you as informed as possible, especially with all of the
Okay,
the
I'm gonna
new
switch
stuff.
cameras.
We switch cameras now.
Yeah. Boop.
Boom.
There you are. See, look, she's about to cry.
I'm on
There's
misty now.
85 new members.
Oh my gosh. You guys are absolutely amazing. You have no idea how
So-
much that means to me. I so appreciate it.
It destroyed her initial goal of 25.
Crazy.
And then she changed it to 30, thinking, I've been getting a few messages saying they were
Yeah.
excited. And then she
Yeah.
changed it to 50 because the messages were getting a little overwhelming.
Yeah, now I'm a little overwhelmed.
And yeah, you crushed that too.
Yeah, you guys are incredible. Thank you. So this is it. This is our piece, and this is me. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. So,
Please,
So I can get
University
a
of
grip on
Hubby and
myself
Job. I want to be number 100.
oh my gosh. So, next Saturday, we're going live again, free live, same as we always do, every Saturday. I've got something in the works for next Saturday, so I'll have that posted for you before Wednesday so that you'll be able to find it. You don't have to worry about a surface this week because we're going to work with something really simple.
Paper?
We're going to work with paper this week.
Paper.
We're going to have some fun. Paper, cardstock.
Are we
and-
doing a journal page?
No, we're not doing a journal page.
No?
Well, not really.
Not really?
I suppose it could be, but yeah. So, but we're going to have some fun with it anyway.
This is weird.
So Saturday is going to be fun, but we will have a pattern up for you by Wednesday. And then we have so much on our plate now. Oh my gosh, I'm just blown
Lots
away.
of hearts.
Lots of hearts. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are incredible. So yeah, there's going to be some fun stuff for next Saturday. Members, keep an eye out on the community page on my YouTube channel. There's going to be some great stuff going up there this week. And hopefully we should have video up this week. There should be some stuff up there for you guys. And I've got a couple of challenges in mind. I'll give you a little time to get used to me before I throw that at you. But yeah, we've got lots coming up. So to close out today, I'm going to say to all of you that became part of the membership program, I can't believe what you guys did today. That was incredible. And I'm grateful and thankful, and I'm so excited about everything that we're going to do in the coming weeks, days, and months ahead. And I appreciate you. And to all of you, you are amazing. You've been incredibly supportive in the last year. We're almost at a full year. June 27th, we will be a full year.
Yep.
Yeah, a full year, June 27th. So we're going to do something special for that live. Absolutely. We're going to do something special for that. So I'm going to close out before I make a complete and utter fool of myself because I'm leaking like crazy now. And you guys have a great, I think it's Memorial Day weekend for our friends
I
in the
believe so. It
States.
is. Yes.
You guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. Go off and see family. If you're vaccinated, get out there and go visit your family because it's been a long haul.
Yeah.
And from my end, mwah, I love you. Thank you for everything, and I will see you on Saturday. Stay safe.